Hey, what's up YouTube? So on part 2 of my series, How to Shave Without Razor Bumps, today I'm going to be using a safety razor. So safety razors predate the cartridge razors that we know of, things like the Mach 3. Safety razor, this was, people call it your grandpa's razor. You use a single blade like this, you place it on the razor, then you shave. Now, one of the benefits to a safety razor is that there's less passes. Less passes means there's less of a chance of getting razor bumps because you tend to not overshave. A lot of times when you're shaving, the less passes you make, the better. Because what happens, you don't want to shave the hair under the skin, so to speak. When you overshave, you're more likely to shave the hair follicle under the skin, which means that oftentimes, especially if your hair is curly, when it starts to grow back, it's going to kind of curl back under the skin, and that creates those, razor bumps that we like. So there's one pass when you go in with a safety razor as opposed to 3 passes at a time if you're using the Mach 3, 5 passes at a time if you're using the 5-blade razor. So what I'm gonna do with this razor, it comes apart in 3 pieces. It untwists. So I'm gonna put this razor, this single razor, right here. Then I'm gonna put this on top like this. And I'm gonna take this last piece and screw this in. Now, one of the cool things with safety razors is that economically they're actually cheaper than a cartridge razor because you can get a box of 100 individual razors for like $10. So it's more cost effective. Now, I will warn you though, when you shave, you have to be way more careful with this than with the cartridge razor because it's way easier to cut yourself. So you have to be more mindful. These don't give and glide the way a cartridge razor would. So I'm gonna give you an example. All right, so now I have my shaving cream on. I use my typical Cremo and Shave Secret oil. Now, what I'm gonna do, so what I mean by this is you have to angle this the right way. So you kind of angle it kind of like this. So if I'm coming down, you gotta angle it just enough to where it starts to catch some of the hair. Now, also, with one of these, you want to make shorter passes. So you have to be way more careful than you do with a cartridge razor. So I'm going down. Not sure if you all can hear. Now, it's been a while since I've done it myself, so there is some hair coming off, but again, I don't know how well you can hear that. And you're gonna have to turn and angle it as you shave because, your head kind of turns, or your head has different angles. So you have to use different angles to get around everything. So I know it's kind of hard to see. Now, I shaved yesterday, so it's a little harder to notice. There's not much stubble. Now, when I'm going shaving to the back, I have to kind of tilt it up this way so it can catch the hair. Again, light pressure. Let the razor do its job, because this razor is more unforgiving. You will cut yourself if you do it at the wrong angle. Now again, the way I like to do it, I might do one pass with the grain, and if I need to, I'll come back across the grain. So when you rinse this off, you're gonna need to rinse this off periodically because you're gonna have sort of chunks of hair that's like under here that you're gonna need to rinse off. Cool thing about it, it's also 2 sides, so once this gets too clogged on this side, just use the other one. I'm just feeling for areas almost done already. Don't rush. In my opinion, if you're in a hurry, I would definitely do this, either the night before if you can, or if you know you're a slow starter, because this is the last thing that you want to rush with as you're shaving. Okay, last thing over here. There you go, you can hear it too. Alright, so I'm going to rinse off and do my aftershave routine, and then I'm going to wrap up. Now, once you're done, you can untwist the blade off. Again, these come like 100 in a pack or 50 in a pack, so you can honestly discard these after every use. Now, again, I'm going to use my Gentleman's Alum Block, and I'm going to have links for all of these products that I'm using if you like. So these links, if you click on them, I will get a commission off it, FYI. But this block right here helps with nicks and irritation and everything. So it's kind of like an aftershave. So this is good for after you're done shaving. But this safety razor will help you prevent bumps if you're having issues with that. Again, I'm gonna have links to safety razor. This is a Van der Hagen, so I'll link this. The most famous one is probably King Gillette. Now, if you like this video, if you got anything out of this, please don't hesitate to like the video and subscribe. If you use a safety razor, let me know in the comments. What brand do you use? Do you use Bevel? Do you use Van der Hagen, or do you use Gillette? Let me know in the comments. So this is Will Wardrobe. I'm out.